Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. There's a lot going on, even though the market is closed today here in America, which makes me a little bit depressed. At least I got a day off from work. But there's a lot going on. Some of it has made me very upset yesterday. You guys know how I feel about this company, Neo. But before we get into all of that, all I ask is for you guys to hit that like button right there. Because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing and the research. And as usual, I will put the link, the comment in the comment section, the link for that Facebook Neo group that our very own subscribers are here and I started on Facebook, where we're keeping it a pure Neo bull group, just like I do with this channel, where I block the shorts, the negative Nancy's, the trolls, the sick animals that just wants to drag you down in the barrel with them and keep you poor. You have to understand, most of the people that come out and bash Neo are people who are financially illiterate. They are poor, their generations were poor, they will stay poor and die poor, and they want you to do the same. Not me. Not me. I grew up in a house made of dirt. I told you guys that before. But like the great Bill Gates said, there's no shame in growing up poor. The shame is staying poor. So what do I have for you guys? Well, let's start with this. One YouTuber yesterday put out a video. That's the face expression in the thumbnail. Luckseed is outselling Neo. That Kung Fu Panda thing said. Clickbait again, just for you to get on there to look at his video. And I always spoke about this. It's what we say as YouTubers sometimes have a huge influence on people who are investing, because a lot of people have no clue of how the stock market works, how business models work, how businesses work. So this Kentucky Fried Chicken animal doesn't understand the ramification of what she's saying. Now, even if Luckseed is outselling some of the Neo brands currently, we all know that Neo brands slowed down in anticipation for the new anti-platform vehicles that will be coming. This face expression will be good for her when she goes into jail, but not for YouTube, if you know what I mean. So forgive me, but I'm very passionate about this company. And when these animals come on here, just like begging for share buybacks when it's not the time for doing so, people coming out and they open up a channel by saying things like this for the shorts to come and feed off of it, to spread even more fear for people who don't understand what's happening in the stock market and how you should invest. But let me also say this. Whilst people are worried about the temporary slowdown in numbers, I understand that the new platform is coming. I understand Envo ramp up is coming. I understand Firefly is coming. I understand government stimulus is coming. I understand the ET9 is coming. I understand the big 5-seater and 7-seater is coming. I understand expansion into so many countries are coming this year, just to name a few. The ET6 is coming. So whilst all this is happening, Neo added another 2 swap stations yesterday, bringing our total to 3,116 stations with over 66,176,000 swaps at the time of this recording. Excuse me, guys, for those who still don't think battery swap is the way to go. Also, UBS Group just significantly increased its shares of Neo and they are out of Switzerland, to 44,160,805 shares. Yes, you heard that right. ABC Arbitrage opened a new position into Neo, and this company is in France. Blue Trust Incorporated increased its stake in Neo, and they are located in Georgia, here in America. Yes, you heard that right. While they are telling you don't buy. China, you should fear the Chinese, because they have took part in multiple wars to become the second largest economy in the world. Right, guys? They invaded many countries. Wrong. They did it without firing one bullet. Allspring Global Investment took a new stake in NEO. But where is this company located? It's in North Carolina. Trilogy Capital took a new stake into NEO. Where are they located? It must be China. No, New York. New York, here in America. Telos Capital, Telos Management, took a new stake, opened a new stake in NEO. Where are they located, guys? It must be Japan. No, it's in California. Whilst they're telling you don't buy. But why are they doing that? Because all of the catalysts I just explained that is coming, we were waiting for the sub-brands, and now the sub-brands are coming. Envoy is going to be ramping up. Firefly is coming. The big 5-seater and 7-seater is coming. We're going to destroy the competition. Our new platforms are coming out starting from next month, which is going to increase our margins considerably. EV maker NEO, founded in 2014, have been investing in battery swap technology since its inception because we saw that it's the only winning business model. Its first battery swap station opened in Shenzhen in May 2018, which is where I'll be visiting when I make my millions. Yes, I will be visiting the great land of China. It says the EV maker has built more than 3,100 stations, and I just reported, I told you guys we're up to 3,116. In the past 2 years, as the writing, the company has completed over 66 million battery swap and charging technology have significantly reduced charging times. Since automakers remain cautious about the long-term necessity of battery swapping. You see, I don't care if you can charge a battery in 3 minutes. Battery swapping will always be the way to go. But why is that, you may say? Why? Well, when you supercharge a battery, it's elementary, my dear Watson. Like the great Sherlock Holmes used to say, you degrade the battery. And your car is worth. This is the only thing I will give Elon Musk credit for. As an Evel Knievel type CEO, he understood this, and he understands that after 8 years, his cars will be worthless and people will come back to buy more from him. And they have no resale value because the car is worth as much as the battery at that point. And the battery degradation is real. Battery swapping takes that out of the equation. But in a text title, what are the advantages of charging compared to battery swapping? An undisclosed EV maker questioned NEO's vice president of the power unit, Shen Fei, about the benefits of battery swapping over conventional charging. And we now come to find out it was a Tesla. It was Tesla doing this. Yes. You see, they had the technology first. They rightfully did. But they did not know how to market it. And they failed. And this is why they have a failed business model and they continue to collapse throughout the world. You see, I've reported on that. Germany, Canada, Australia, and so many other countries, Italy, France. Tesla sales is tanking and it will continue to do so. Although the automaker was not explicitly named, Tesla was mentioned multiple times in both the letter and Shen's response, which he shared on his Weibo account on yesterday. In the letter, the automaker raised concerns about technological advancements, safety, technological advancements, he said, because, you know, batteries are becoming where you can charge them even faster, yes? And also, we have semi-solid-state battery, and solid-state battery is going to come out probably by 2027. But what is the problem with that? Well, the amount of research going into it and the amount of money it will cost to own those batteries, this is where battery swapping come in again, where the consumer can get a technologically advanced EV, unlike a dogshit Tesla, for an affordable price. Battery swapping is always, and they talk about safety. Well, how many NEO EVs have you heard caught on fire? I've heard a lot of Teslas. They still continue to catch on fire. Mercedes and the rest. So battery swapping does make it safer. because we don't have to fast charge the battery in the station, and the battery station checks the health of the battery. So what do I have to say to this Tesla manager? Well, in a very nice way, pull your pants up and shut your mouth, boy. Also, it says battery swapping is always an intermediate process. You always have to go somewhere to do something, specifically for another purpose, just like going to a gas station to refuel. The brand claimed before noting that charging can be a destination or a stop along the way. If you want to charge, we also have more charging stations than any other EV company in the world, my dear lad. After you park, you don't need any extra steps. This Tesla guy is saying, you just plug in the charger, and by the time you're ready to leave, the battery is charged, a statement added. Yes, and if it's freezing cold, you plug in and you wait in the freezing cold while your little wee-wee shrink even more. You plug in and you have to come out if it's freezing rain, if it's snow, if it's ice, if it's hail, if it's 100-degree plus temperature. He forgot to mention that part. After you park, you don't need any extra steps, he said. You just plug in the charger, he said. And by the time you're ready to leave, the battery is charged. By the time you're ready to leave, he says. So if you're ready to leave in 3 minutes, according to him, you can leave. No, you cannot with a charger, only with a NIO swap station, boy. But after 20 minutes of supercharging and degrading your battery is what he should said, you can leave. Below is the translation of the 3 reasons pointed out by Tesla in the letter. Tesla had highly advanced battery swapping technology. Well, if you want to call it that. But after testing it, we abandoned it for 3 reasons, he said. Technological iteration. Battery technology is constantly evolving, and I just debunked that. Yes, it's evolving, but it will cost more to the consumer. Tesla integrates the battery into the vehicle chassis, reducing weight and improving efficiency, which is also a lie because our Envo goes further than Model Y on one charge. And also, he says, reducing weight and improving efficiency. Well, how is that improving efficiency? When the battery is damaged, we've seen how in-depth it is. Money making. Melvin in Florida is a mechanic. I don't want to call which company he worked for to get him in trouble. But he went in-depth. He told me how in-depth it is to change these batteries when it's damaged, and you better hope and pray it's still under warranty. He said prevent flexibility in adapting new battery technologies. That's also a lie, because if a new battery technology come out and you have to replace that Tesla battery with a new technology, how much it will cost you. We're the only company that's swappable, upgradable, and chargeable. Safety concerns. Battery swapping requires frequent disassembly, it says, and installation of high voltage components and fasteners. Despite this pose safety, he says, doesn't this pose safety risks? Well, allow me to answer him, and I don't have a college degree. Every time we change it out, you are ensured a healthy battery, unlike the Tesla battery when you don't know it's being degraded and destroyed. Does that answer your question, boy? It says, in addition, Tesla treats the battery as an integral structural component of the vehicle, which enhances safety, the fool said. And he said, you have to, on a regular basis, remove and replace the battery. Well, this is where China's superiority comes in. This is where NIO's superiority in technology comes in, because to them, they can't comprehend how it can still be safe. It's like explaining algebra to a cockroach. Number 3, he said, cost control. Every battery swap station is like a real investment. You have to rent or buy land. However, with charging, existing parking lots can be used without additional infrastructure costs. So how did he acquire the land to get the charging station? Did he pull it out of his ass? I don't think so. He had to buy it or rent it, like they do there's a Tesla charging station in a Wawa gas station not too far from where I live. I'm sure they're paying a rent. They did not say abracadabra and got it. NIO's vice president of the power unit shared a picture of Tesla's letter stating, received a battery swapping talking point card. It's a talking point, that's all it is, just like our Western media does here. From competitor, quite interesting, followed by a laughing emoji. A decade ago, Tesla demonstrated an automatic battery swapping using a Model S and a Model X in 2021. Years after abandoning the concept because they didn't know how to market it, A Tesla spokesperson stated that the company views charging as the optimal way. But why are all these taxis in Europe now choosing a Neo instead of a Tesla? Why did Hertz almost go bankrupt and is still struggling at a $3 something price range with their stock? It is because they chose dog shit, rat shit, cat shit, bat shit, and buffalo shit Tesla. So it says, the executive stated his answer by clarifying that the battery swap technology came on top of the charging option and not as a sole option for customers. Here are the real facts. Battery swapping and charging are not in conflict. Neo offers chargeable, swappable, and upgradable, the only company to do that. So you have the option. Shenfei continued commenting that Neo also supports home charging while noting the battery swap allowed drivers to get a new battery in 3 minutes or less instead of facing a long charging session, things we already know about. And the poor lad from Tesla knows this. Charging at home is great. Neo supports that too. But for long trips or when home charging isn't available, like if I decided to go from Pennsylvania to Florida and I don't want to wait 20 minutes every so many miles, I have that option to battery swap. It says you can get available a 3-minute battery swaps get you back on the road much faster than charging. The executive noted no need to step out in the wind or rain or freezing cold or hail. But with the Tesla, you have to do that, don't you? That dog shit. I saw an article just recently where their Cybertruck, which is what some Americans think is the pinnacle of luxury, the panels are falling off. Neo has installed over 20,000 charging piles across China. Tesla users even use them. But battery swapping is our unique advantage, our moat. Specifically designed to eliminate range anxiety, he added. On the second point, Shenfei focused on the technology upgrades allowing initial Neo owners to also benefit. Yes, it's not just about the company. With us, it's also about the consumer. Put the clientele first, all else will follow. A gas car engine remains the same after 10 years, but a Neo car from 2018 can now use the latest battery, doubling its range, he stated. Can the dogshit Tesla do that? I think not. Integrated battery and chassis. Pro and cons. If the battery breaks, repairs can be insanely expensive if you own the battery with your dogshit Tesla. Fenchey defended before adding that with swapping, drivers get both an upgrade and an easy fix without replacing everything. With the dogshit Tesla, it takes about 14 hours to replace that battery. And hefty costs. Safety was the next question. Neo's battery swapping is more reliable than you think. Commenting on safety, Fenchey said Neo's battery swap fasteners hold a national patent 3,000 swaps without loosening. 3,000. Good for 600,000 kilometers, adding that every swap includes a battery checkup, detecting small issues early and significantly reducing fire risks. Something that the Tesla manager could not comprehend. Like I said, it's like explaining algebra to a cockroach. The executive continued noting that Neo's smallest sedan, the ET5, has a 30% stronger body, the body of the car. And we saw that where a Tesla ran into one a couple years ago, and the Tesla was totally decimated. It says it has top safety ratings in both China and Europe. Top safety ratings in both China and Europe, something that Tesla doesn't have either. Swapping doesn't compromise safety. It actually enhances peace of mind. In his last point, Shenfei Battery defended that swaps are actually more resource efficient, saying that while charging piles are only useful when a car is plugged in, when idle, they do nothing. The swap station charge batteries 24/7, making them at least 3 times more efficient. And also, when you pull up at a charging station, if there's a lot of cars there, that 20-minute charge turns into a couple-hour charge. They also help balance the power grid, something that Tesla cannot do. Even their battery packs cannot do that. And now they're admitting that that's the way to go now. Now they're admitting. Utilizing wind and solar energy while reducing electricity waste. The executive added before concluding that battery swapping isn't redundant. It makes EVs as convenient as gas cars while keeping them up to date with the latest technology. NIO's VP stated Tesla didn't make it work back then because American and Chinese consumers' needs are different. Adding, but we have NIO, and when it comes to battery swapping, China just does it better. So, yes, they do. China does it better. This is why the cheap knockoff American company Ample isn't doing so well in Europe. And Cattle will be our competitor, but will also complement us because our Emperor William Lee already said we're going to do collaborations. Right now, Cattle is planning to get into the battery swap business, and they're going to be supplying or servicing the lower end segment, like your Teslas, if they ever transition over. The lower end segment like Xpeng and stuff and what have you. But yeah, the Xpeng high-end cars that they will be coming out with in the future, the Xiaomi high-end and so forth, just like the others that have joined us, will be coming on board. If not, they will go by the wayside. This race is not for the swift, but for the one who can endure. I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing right there. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because on this channel we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the game is played in Wall Street. And like 50 Cent, we get rich or we die trying, guys.